This game does a lot of things right. It's got fast and fluid combat, chock full of flashy combos and explosive creativity, and it's got an ever-expanding cast of fun and quirky characters. And they've definitely got exploration down to a T. Let's be honest here, this world is huge and just filled to the brim with treasures and secrets. Beyond finding shiny new items or hitting caches of currency, games like Genshin Impact tend to use exploration as a means of delivering world-building elements that are almost anecdotal. Lore abounds in just about every landmark, quest, and journals long since abandoned in camps. They left these here? All these? And these books are filled with lore, hints, secrets of their own. All this lore that we had to seek out for ourselves makes for quite the exciting experience. We had to connect each dot, and well, we certainly will continue to do so, but that's not what we're here to talk about today. No, today we're exploring the world beyond what's intended. Such places in which lore will be close to non-existent, shiny new items and caches of currency even less so, but where world building will be on full display in its literal form. Klee will be our captain for this bizarre expedition. With her specialty of fitting through narrow spaces, she'll take us to the many strange places that the Teyvat travel guide doesn't cover. So it may not come as any surprise that there are quite a few ways to get to unintended places within the game. Movement's very free and we can pretty much do anything except fly straight upwards and dive deep underwater. With such free movement, there's bound to be things that slip through the developers' quality assurance. More to explore, more to see. And it's kinda interesting to get a glimpse at just how these maps are constructed. Look at the way they designed the water here. Water in games has a history of extending beyond the confines of the map, sometimes quite far. We sort of see that here, but they opted to cut this chunk out. They actually do this a lot, leaving water unconnected or with openings in places. It really helps with finding unintended ways into places. There's this cool invisible wall that can be climbed. It's like crawling towards the sky. If we follow it up, we can get under a third round knockout. Other than that, there's not much to glimpse here. We're under Liyue Harbor, but from what I've been able to discern, there isn't a way to get out of this area without being pushed to the surface of the water. It's a shame that the water collision box is so tall here. It certainly isn't in other areas, such as around Liyue Pool. This one is a bit cooler, as we can get a close-up look at these ruins. And there's fish down here, of which from this perspective appear to be flying. Can't blast them from down here. Even Amber can't shoot him. Over here, this hill leads up to the river, but again, water collision box blocking our path. The ocean floor of Liyue remains out of reach, unlike Mondstadt's, though all the same it is assumed to also be a rather empty wasteland. Still, without exploring, we can't say for certain if Liyue's ocean floor is devoid of secrets. In our final expedition for now, we head over to the sealed chasm of Sal Terrae. There's this impenetrable field here, which is very similar to the one at Liyue Pool. There's currently no known way to open it, and that's okay. Impenetrable field? Doesn't do much good if we can go around it. There are two ways to do so. Our first is up near the snowcaps just over yonder. We mentioned things slipping through quality assurance, and with everything up until now, it's been understandable. This, not so much. These kind of textures are supposed to be way in the background. You know, where they still look good from afar. Anyways, the reason we're up here is this crack in the land. It's hidden within the muddy texture of the mountain and is a bit difficult to work with, being so narrow. Come on, grab the ledge. Go on, grab it, grab it, grab it. The descent is a bit maddening and seems to require a precise route, else it pushes her back to the top. Or infuses her into the wall? From here, various routes branch out. We can go beneath the water surrounding Sal Terrae, sneak into the caverns below it, or just continue to explore Limbo. Let's take a look underwater, since our second entrance serves as a much better means to accessing the caverns. There's a lot out here. We have ruins, We have seaweed. We have giant random drops. It's a bit of a maze, really, and though the water collision is pretty high above where we are, there's still this pressure, you know, just that one misstep. Right, the second entrance. First, we need to locate these rocks. Would you just look at all those tiny spots? This is just perfect for... Alright, Kaya's up. If we shuffle on over to here, do a little hop and plunge. First try. Alright, we've made our observation, taken our handy dandy notes. I think it's time we tackle the conjecture behind this water glitch. We have two things to cover. 1. Water in this game is considered empty space, as noticeable the many times we were below it. Looking up from beneath water shows a clear sky. Water is a one-dimensional texture. It can only be seen when looking from above. This texture is given a collision box that detects actors, such as the player character enemies, and causes them to float. Because water is considered empty space, it adds to our height calculation from the ground, enabling us to initiate the plunge. It won't work with shallow water we can walk in, but anything deeper that initiates the swim animation works every time. 2. Waterfalls are the same way. Checking the various waterfalls in the game will garner two observations. Some have visible rocky walls behind them, typical of the narrow waterfalls, while others have invisible walls behind them, notable of the wide waterfalls. These two things combined get us into the chamber. Because as you can see, there's no rocky wall behind this waterfall. We could also add in the observation that incomplete textures, such as this pillar near Lingju Pass, are mostly able to be passed through when approaching from the incomplete side. Just see how Klee pops up through the stone. Time for the main event. Let's explore the cavern of Sal Terrae. Nifty waterfall. Goes a long way down. Some violet grass grows on the wall. Over here's a chest. Hold on, what's behind this pillar? The cavern really opens up at the bottom. There are more chests, all common. A pair of cryo slimes reside in the heart of the cavern, as well as lotus heads. Snapdragon, too. Some crevices in the wall lead to the area of our first entrance. Columnar jointing is a neat choice. Huh. There doesn't seem to be much down here. No items that aren't already obtainable elsewhere can be found down here. Hope the future update that allows us to legitimately enter this place adds some stuff, maybe even ties a quest to it. Yeah, that brings this expedition to a wrap. We're heading out Liyue for now, but we'll be back. Klee will be exploring closer to home next time, so do make sure to join us as we search for strange new locations and views in Mondstadt. This is Musashi, signing off. Hope you've enjoyed. Till next time.